What do you want to be known for? Jeff Henderson has a great little book called Know What You're For. And he has two challenges. First of all, to identify what you want to be known for, and then go out and ask your customers, the community, how do they see you? Well, had a had an event today. I actually went to a funeral, and not grateful to be going to funerals, but the blessing of a funeral, it helps you hold a mirror up to yourself and say, okay, what is my legacy? What do I want to be known for at the end of the day? And I was at a friend who passed away suddenly recently, Chris Niles, and to hear his children stand up and speak about his character and what he was known for. And I want to share a few of those things with you today because it was so moving, so powerful that even though it's personal, it applies to all aspects of our life. So his son Luke had this to say about his dad. He spoke the truth, whether you wanted to hear it or not. He was direct with the truth. A key point he made was he was decisive, and he challenged his boys as he was raising them as children not to be indecisive, because being indecisive, you're making a decision in and of itself. So be decisive, know the truth, know the data, know the information, and then make a decision based on it. He also shared a quote from Winston Churchill's great speech from October 29, 1941, a familiar statement. We think of it as never give up, but the actual statement is never give in. And I'm going to read the quote here. Never give in. Never give in. Never, 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 in nothing great or small, large or petty, never give in except to convictions of honor and good sense. Never give in except to convictions of honor and good sense. So be decisive, understand the truth, make decisions based on the truth, and never give in. His son Clark also shared 5 truths that his dad lived by, that Chris lived by. And I want to share those with you also. First, love your wife every day, love your spouse every day. Make sure they know that you care about them, not only by what you say, by what you do. 2, show up for your kids. Show up for those you love, those you care about. Be present, be active in the people that you care about, be active in their lives. Um, it takes a lot of work, but it's worth it. And it's worth it. Number 3, always pick up the phone. For my realtor friends out there, pick up the phone, answer the phone, pick up the phone, be a friend, reach out and call a friend and see how they're doing. Number 4, you only regret the things you never do. I know there's regret for some things that we do, but we probably have more regret for the things we don't do. So say yes to life. Live life to the fullest. Live passionately. That's why I say live passionately. Live an abundant, fulfilled life. Say yes to life. Don't put off trips that you want to take. Don't put off adventures you want to take. Do what you can when you can with the people that you love to create the memories and experiences you all want to have together. Number 5, quoted Proverbs 17:6. Grandchildren are the crown of the aged. Well, he loved his grandchildren. He had 10 grandchildren. And he poured his love and his life into them. He also had this quote, life is hard. You fight, 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 and then you die. Pretty blunt, pretty direct quote from a man who is now gone. His legacy lives on, though. His legacy is in the lives of his children, in his grandchildren, and his wife, and in his friends. The church was full of people coming to pay their respects and to support the family. And you say, John, why are you telling me about lessons from a funeral? First of all, what do you want people to say about you? Live with the end in mind. Stephen Covey said that all the time. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Live with the end in mind. And it talks about your life. How do you want your children to show up and speak about you? How do you want your spouse, your friends, your family, your coworkers, your clients, your customers, your peers? What do you want them to say about you? Well, take a moment to identify that, write that down. I've actually written that down for each of those groups that I've talked about, of what I would want them to say. At the end of the day, this is what John was like. And I want to live today so they can say that at the end of the day. Now let's put it in a business context, a real estate business. What do you want your customers to be saying about you? What experience are you delivering for them in the little things that make them say, boy, my agent was the best because they consistently showed up. They consistently showed that they cared. It wasn't about real estate. It was about being a valuable advisor, being a resource, being maybe a friend when they needed a friend. Now, we can't be a friend to every client. I get it. And we can show them that we care. We can show them that not only are we competent and knowledgeable, but we have a heart, we care about them, and we want to see them accomplish what they want for themselves, their family, and for their particular needs. So as you're walking through life, as you're going on this journey called life, be encouraged that people are watching. Your children may be observing more and picking up more than you realize. Your clients might be absorbing more and creating more. And it might be appropriate to ask them, so what do you think about the experience I delivered for you on this transaction? How could I improve the experience for my next client or your next transaction with me, more importantly? What are some things we did really well? So you're creating that dialogue around improving the support, the service, the care, the value you provide to those you serve and you care about. Now, I don't want to get too morbid, and maybe today has been it was surreal for me. It was emotional sitting in a funeral of a person younger than I am, who his kids played ball with one of our sons. Great kids, are doing great. And the reality of the finality of how quickly our days can end. So don't take life for granted. Enjoy every day. Keep a short string on any differences and disagreements. Don't allow the simple things or the little things that might irritate us end up being walls in our relationships that block friendships, that maybe hinder relationships, that maybe eliminate conversations that we should be having with those that we care about. So be a person who values and validates the relationship. Be a person who is decisive, who looks to the truth, makes a decision on the truth, and takes action. Be a person who cares about their spouse. Be a person who loves their children, who's present for their children and those they love, who picks up the phone, who says yes to life, who takes advantage of future generations and even plans for them. Because all of this relates to you being the best version of you, which is so important on this journey called life. Because when we're doing all of that and we're becoming the best version of ourselves, we're truly living passionately.